Hello, ladies and gentlemen, but you believe it, this is Eddie Marcus, and I'm back again. And I may bring that to your attention because this morning I've been working pretty hard on that snow out there in Minnesota, and it's been a job and a half. And usually I could just go and try to do it in one shot. I had to break this down in 15-minute intervals, trying to stay on. But I mentioned to you earlier something about the power of imagination, especially for those of you who don't believe in God. I believe you can imagine, but I want to tell you some stuff, and I want to talk to two groups of people today. I want to talk to Christians, and what I say to Christians apply to everybody else that's into their religion. And I want to talk to Democrats, leadership, and those who are just plain Democrats. Let me tell you what imagination has taught me and given me to come back and share with you. First of all, let me start with the Christians. The Bible. You know, you say you believe every word that came from God, from the I being dotted in the T cross. You know why you believe that? Because your oppressor taught you that. Your oppressor wanted you to believe that. And in your efforts to prove that you had it, that you just got it, you accepted it. And that is no more clear than it is with black people. Black people never knew anything about Christianity, and until they got taught it. And all of a sudden, they are more Christian than the people that taught them to be Christian. They have no concept, no idea, nor do they want to know why they believe the way they do. Christianity, before you started accepting it, was used to beat black people upside the head, treat you like slaves, and build somebody else up. That's how they applied themselves. When it came to you, you were a slave and they were masters. But they needed the book. And so they chose a house nigger, and I'm saying it because you know what I'm talking about when I say that, to train. They trained the house nigger to teach the Bible just like they were teaching it. To put you in bondage, not to lift up, but to tear you down and to lift them up. And that slave house nigger wasn't going to tell you one dead blasted thing until he was caught and was more preaching white than the whites. Old whites would say, oh, we got us a good nigga over here preaching. Oh, he got it together. And they sent that house nigger out there to teach you about God. You thought you were hearing about a heavenly God. You were really hearing about a master God, white man. Now that is exactly what it is. I know you don't want to believe it. I don't care if you don't believe it. My job is not to make you believe it. My job is just to tell you what happened. And all of a sudden, you became a Christian because that stuff was constantly planted in you, planted in you, planted in you. Just like what Donald Trump is doing to the country right now. He lies. How many times you say he lied in the past 2 years? Well, too many for me to count. But just lie, 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 lie. Now, did you observe what happened, ladies and gentlemen? Let me explain to you what happened. In the presidential election of 2016, you had two representatives put before you, where the whole world looked at, as far as America is concerned, represented evil. The difference when it came to you people, you chose one that you said was the lesser of the two evils. And so you went to the poll and you voted for what you call the lesser of the two evils. Okay, in the end, the lesser of the two evils lost. And who won? The biggest of the evils. And the biggest of the evil is running the show right now. And even though those Republicans and conservatives, for what they always stood for, even though they held it up, when that big evil, that big devil came through there running with those lies and going to and fro to see who he could conquer and destroy, those conservatives started breaking. Even those who are at the head of the Justice Department, they don't want to take any ethics vows. They want to be open because they know big devil don't play. Big devil will get you. And so they want to be open to do whatever the big devil wants them to do. And I'm watching you Democrats. You're walking around trying to say those nice things. You know, your voice sounds melancholy. You got some compassion in your heart. You're not screaming like Alex Jones. You're not screaming like Donald Trump. You're not going through all of that. You're just sounding so nice so people can say you are so nice and you are so kind and you're going to say you're going to do this and you're going to do that. And you're hoping that Donald Trump will do so much stuff that you can run for an office and you're going to slide in. You are a nutcase. With that attitude and what you're doing, Donald Trump will beat you side the head 2 times worse than he did the first time. That stuff is not going to get you anywhere. Let me explain to you why. You see, we're living in a world that is not what you think it is. This world, my friends, is not what you think it is. This is hell. Now let me explain to you what I mean when I say that this is hell. For those of you who believe in the biblical story, you know, some of that stuff in there is true, that Adam and Eve, well, what Adam and Eve, just for this purpose that I'm telling you right now, coming from the imagination, listen to this. Adam and Eve represent, those 2 individuals represent what was pure and what was good and kind and loving. It represented the godness, if I can use that word. But what happened? A devil slipped in there and interrupted it. It was walking to and fro, backing around, looking for someone who would listen to it. One that he could trick. And they say he tricked the woman, but it don't make no difference. He'd have tricked the man if the woman, well, at least the devil tricked the woman tricked the man. Now, let me tell you what I'm saying. When that happened, the truth, the love had been broken. It's like a broken heart. It was just broken. And when that happened, they didn't know what they were doing. They were listening to the dictates of the devil. Their heart had no connection with love, had no connection with God at all. They were lost. And the example of that is this. I use this because I got several children. And I'm saying this because I know people that got children. And I just know children because I study children. Children grow up in the home with their parents, and some of the parents teach them the things that they know. And the parents love it that the kids will grow up and be like the parents. But even growing up being like the parents is nothing to brag about, because the parents know the best that the parents are is good. And we know what we say about good. Now, if you don't, I'll get to that in a minute. But when these kids, for the most part, the majority of them, when they grow up and reach a certain age, they think they know it all. Where I come from, they used to say they smell their own musk, so can't nobody tell them anything. They look at the old people as being old, and they got all this reality and this agility. If you look at them, this is why they are just tweaking, naked, in public, in the public square, putting up their dresses and panties down trying to tweak. Don't ask me what they're doing that for. I just call it things that happen in hell. But now let me get back to this. When I say this is hell, and you've heard the expression that one of the reasons why the world is like it is, because good people, the world got good people in it, but they are good people that do nothing. And so everything that's going on, it still continues. A good person might say, well, I'm not going to take part in that. And they figure that this makes them good because they are not branded with that devil brand on them. But the devil doesn't mind. Why? Because you don't interfere with the devil's program. You just stay over there and get the trickle-down stuff that the devil allows you to have and don't rock no boat. Because the Bible got you tricked. Think that God's going to come and save you. And I just want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, you broke your contract with heaven. You broke it. And nobody's gonna zip it. And it just blows my mind when you have been lied to and told that if you just don't rock the boat, stay good, and that God got a place for you. They even told you if you believe that Jesus Christ was the Son of God, that he came to the earth, that he gave his life, that he died, that he rose and went back to heaven, and if you confess that with your mouth that he is Lord and you've accepted him, you are going to get a pass to heaven. Now, don't that sound like a big lie? If that wasn't a lie, you could have stayed in there. Adam and Eve could have just been vindicated. Now, my friends, you're not going back to heaven until you know what heaven is. In order to be in heaven, you got to know what love is. Being good is not love. You're going to have to know what love is. Now, we are taught what love is. Love tells us that everybody's important. Love tells us that if you put yourself out to make sure that everybody else recognize love by the way you stand up for them. You know, they said Jesus stood up for you, even though you don't believe in Jesus, but that will come from the imagination. And if you don't believe in Jesus, I can tell you this, Dr. King loved you. Now, I say that because a lot of folks know Dr. King. He loved you. And what they said happened to Jesus happened to Dr. King. Malcolm X loved you. And what happened to Jesus happened to Malcolm X. Medgar Evers, he loved you. And what happened to Jesus happened to Medgar Evers. Now, I can't point to no white folks. I used to try to say Abraham Lincoln, but I don't really know. He was killed. But a lot of folks been killed not because they loved people. The Kennedy brothers, you know, I like to try to give them credit because I don't know whether they were good people or lovers. I really think they were good people headed trying to become lovers. But they got a little too good, and so they got killed. So what am I saying? I am saying to you, we're in a position where we have to learn, just like those teenagers that you have brought up and you send them into the world and they think they know everything, they will find out that they don't, because they are just like the prodigal son, going out into the world because they got it together, and only to find out they caught up in the same old crap that the world is caught up in, and it's choking them just like it's been choking everybody else, even their parents. Now, I know this sounds good to you because it's making a lot of sense to me. I'm so glad because I was kind of down thinking about how mean and cruel people are and can be. But this imagination wanted me to come back and give you something that will probably lift up your spirits and let you know that you can forget about the game that is being played. And I want all of you Democrats, all of you preachers and church members who think you're a Democrat and it got something going. It ain't got nothing going. I'm telling you, Donald Trump, if you keep that attitude, Donald Trump is going to beat you side the head. Now, Donald Trump can be beat, but he won't be beat by no goodness. Only way Donald Trump can be beat is by a bigger devil than himself. You give a devil bigger than Donald Trump, he can win, or she can win. Other than that, it would take love to defeat Donald Trump. What? It would take love to defeat Donald Trump. Because you see where the world is going. You can just turn over in Venezuela, for those of you probably who haven't gotten a chance to just check it out, or anywhere in the world and see what people are suffering. Those people that are running from their domains, trying to find some shelter somewhere else, check them out. I mean, that's pure hell. They don't know the hell is over here too. When they get over here, they'll find it. Trump want to make sure they find it at the border. But the point of it is, ladies and gentlemen, that is just a rotation thing. We are in a school, you've heard me say that before, and let me tell you something. You think you know what love is. You don't. Many of you are caught up with relationships, and you think you know love. Let me tell you this. If a man, listen ladies, if a man tells you that he loves you, he's a lie. The joker don't have any idea what love is. Men, if a woman tells you she loves you, she's a lie. She has no idea what love is. They got some old fake stuff that they call love. It can stand a little test of time, but no, my friends, that ain't love. So what I'm saying to you, Democrats and church folks, love is this. Love is looking at individuals and seeing them as you see yourself. Wanting for them as you would want for yourself. That doesn't mean they're just restricted to what you want or doing, but it's free for them to imagine and for it to become real in their lives as it is for anyone else. It causes no pain, causes no suffering. It lifts people up to shine like the sun in the brightest of the day, to shine like the moon in the most, I was watching something they call Moon Sonata. Some guy, was it Beethoven or somebody, Mozart, Moonlight Sonata. Boy, you ought to play it sometimes. I might have gotten it wrong, but check it out. It's so mellow. But anyway, what I want you to know is this. This is not a game. You have not been given the truth. And you, the Democrat people, Mullen cannot save you. He might do something that'll make you feel better. Can't save you. The Justice Department can't save you. You got to change your heart. Change your mind. Some people say you got to be born again. And the truth of the matter is that you're not getting ready to be born this fast. It's not going to happen overnight. In fact, usually people don't get born again. They just rotate back and forth in time. Sometimes it takes 2 or 3 rotations, what they call that stuff, before you can even become good, which is just a step up, but it's getting you nowhere. You're still a part of the problem. So you're going to have to learn. You're going to put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. And God will teach you. You know why come I know? Because he put me out there. He put me out there. And he showed me what love is. When death came to grab me, he grabbed me. That was love. He was teaching me what love is. And all that other stuff, I don't care what I need. Who came to the rescue? Not a single soul. Nobody thinking about you. No more than how they can use you. You think your friends care about you? Only if they can use you. And when they find out they can't use you, they're not thinking about you. How white folks and black folks are going to mix with all of the hate and all the stuff that the devil has produced? I ain't finna go into that. I just want you to know one thing, Democrats. If what I've been hearing you talk about, all of you candidates, even Biden, you want to put him back in there. What does he have to offer? Look how foolish you act. Well, we're not going to worry about that. We just want somebody to beat Donald Trump. In other words, you want a Democratic devil. That is, come on, ladies and gentlemen. We just want somebody who can beat Donald Trump. What do you stand for? Do you stand for the basic principles of life and freedom and justice? I mean, I know you say you do, but the truth, your evidence does not support that. When you were in power, at every level, there were poor people in this country. Poor people. Even from the cotton fields, picking and chopping cotton. There were poor people. And by you being in office, did that eliminate their problems? No, because we're in hell. And you are an instrument of hell. Let me say it again. You are an instrument in hell. You might not believe that, but if you're not trying to eradicate hell, and you're not, then what do you think you're doing? You keep kidding yourself. You are kidding yourself. You're as big a part of the problem as the Republicans are. You liberals, as we know you are as much of the problem as the conservatives. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That's why the Democrats nowadays can switch from Democrat to Republican, can switch from liberal to conservative, because you have failed them. That's the evidence. Now, I've given you a good story. Now, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? You're going to do whatever you want to do about it. And don't think you're getting fit to be born again just because I told you this. This is not about you being born again. This is about me having a connection in my imagination that allows me to come here and say these things to you because I know it's absolute true, and you can't argue. And you cannot argue, and you're not going to do anything about it because you're fearful. You're scared. You are scared. Well, let me say it again. You are a coward. You were raised to be a coward. Without truth, you are a coward. Without truth, you can be a slave. And every time I think about it right now, I think about when you turn something on and you see these women dropping their drawers, turning their butt up in the face, talking about them twerking. Now, who told them? That was a time they used to have some decency. Ain't no decency now. And oh boy, I think you got my message. I think I don't have to go any further than that. But I just want to tell you, this is a short tape. It's about 19 minutes. It might be 20 minutes long when I get through. Play it again. Just play it again. It'll help you. Till next time, if there is, Eddie Marcus saying bye-bye.